The Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And off we go from Seattle. DJ Dallas to return it from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Smith going to look to throw right away. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a second down and 12. The first look here for DJ Dallas. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30. Out quickly here to Smith and Jigba. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Geno now to throw. On the move to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 25-yard line. Back to throw. Smith out to his left. And out of bounds right around the 20. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
On second down, a run with Dallas. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. They'll try and run. It's Dallas. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Open man, there's Bobo. Touchdown! Jake Bobo from 13 yards out. And the Seahawks put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game, then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Now ETN to start the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 20, here's the 2nd and 8. ETN once more. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Here's Lawrence. Being chased out left. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. And boy, down a touchdown already, but they're going to line up to go for it on their side of the field. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Jaguars first down, and he'll have it by plenty, as it turns out to be a big gainer there on 4th down. Rolling to his left. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Now Lawrence on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Here's Lawrence to throw. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very low. A short throw to Ingram. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. And they'll try and throw forward with Lawrence. That is caught. And he is going to have a Jags first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long. On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. 2nd and 6. Play action. It's Lawrence. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Well, second on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Well, backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. ETN diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. Lawrence and the Jags offense staying out there. They'll go for 2 here. They'll try and throw for it. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they can't bring him down. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just... Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they're going to get their footwork involved, and that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Lawrence. And they're going to get it. They bring it down to sack back at the 16-yard line. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Flush to his right. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And this offense has converted twice already here in this first half on 4th down conversions. And here we go again. They'll let this go for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. On 1st down, Smith. And he's taken in by the tight end, Finn. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Smith. Going right back to Fant. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll run on first down with Dallas. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. That'll be caught by Bogle. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and goal.
Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. So nothing doing there, and it'll be 4th down. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Myers' kick is good, and the State claim to the lead here. It's 10-8. So no problems at all on that one. And you know there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now they're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off the points for themselves.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Lawrence. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. But he'll take this back down inside the 20. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the 6th sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Smith now to throw. That's complete to his running back, Dallas. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Smith on 3rd down. They're going to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Going right back to Smith and Jigba. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll look to run with Dallas. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. DJ Dallas taking it in from a yard out. And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Sometimes offensive can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is now 17-8. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. Well, now how about this return? And now off to the races down the right side. He's to the 15, 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown. Lawrence and the Jags offense staying out there. They'll go for 2 here.
Let's go, let's go.
Here's a toss coming right. And he will get into the end zone as they will indeed claim a 1-point lead.
Jaguars 16.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Here we go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Straight ahead running. Here's Dallas. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And quickly they get to the line.
1-yard gain brings up second and 9.
To throw is Smith.
At the 44-yard line.
And he's got his big wide receiver complete. A gain there of 30 big ones. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go, here we go.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now quickly here to Smith and Jigba. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 2nd and 10. Now Smith. Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Geno Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 8. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
13
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
They'll drop that underneath to ETN. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On play action, Lawrence escaping the pressure right. Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Reek Willen. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throwing interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now it's Smith off the bootleg. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Off of play action. Here's Smith. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They snap it to Smith. He's got his target. That's complete. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Play action. It's Smith. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Seahawks go up by 2 touchdowns.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 52 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. Another toe for ETN, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence, eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. ETN up the middle. A 4-yard pickup that gets them going forward, but still 15 yards left on 3rd down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 22-yard line. first and 10, it's Lawrence. He'll get down underneath Etienne. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Back to the ground with Etienne. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. And they're going to speed things up here. On first down, Lawrence. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Second down and 3. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Take Bigsby. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars get a bit closer. Lawrence going to look to throw for him. And that's caught at the 2. And he's not going to make it to the goal line. They've been perfect on the night in 2-point conversions, but not here, as this time they come up empty. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got...
And it's intercepted. Across midfield. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Straight ahead, Etienne. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
And they'll go again with Etienne. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
The kick by McManus is good, and that'll move him back within 6 now. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
And he returns this to the 22.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. From the 23, here's 2nd and 9. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And complete to Smith and Jigba. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown Seattle. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. 77 yards. And the Seahawks use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it. That should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
And he will dive into the end zone, and a two-point conversion is successful. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Play action. It's Lawrence. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Here's 3rd and 6. Here's Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Here we go.
Now Lawrence to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one.
Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked up by Devin Witherspoon. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a 4th quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner. And I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick 6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From his end zone, here comes Agnew.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams.
Did he just fall down like that?
They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Lawrence will try again after the pick 6. Oh, and that is incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Trey Brown, racing to the end zone. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner, forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, here's Smith. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. That will be their third and final stoppage, as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. Out of the gun, handoff to Dallas. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
Brings up 4th and goal.
Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the ball comes out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Now Lawrence. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Open man, there's Bobo. A gain of 7 that time, 2nd and goal. And now they're in the hurry-up. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Quick throw complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going. And now the rookie's free. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
They'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2, they don't get it. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Jags grab it, and they will set up shop red zone territory at the 13-yard line. Now Lawrence on 1st down. And he wisely will throw that one away.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Cover.
Throwing now, Smith. That'll be caught by Bobo. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now quickly here to Smith and Jigba. Touchdown, Seahawks. Jackson Smith and Jigba with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is now 24. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Lawrence will throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Now Lawrence. That went down the field for Strange.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jamal Adams. There he goes, right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Here's 2nd and 10. A final shot now for Lawrence.
Flushed out right.
One last shot at the end zone.
And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off